Hello everyone, I am the Lore Explorer, and today I have something very cool to share with you guys. A while ago, an awesome subscriber showed me the limited run edition of Outer Wilds. At the time, I had no idea Outer Wilds even had a physical edition, so I quickly bought two different versions of it. The Explorer's Edition and the Vinyl Soundtrack Edition. After months and months of waiting for them to be delivered, they're finally here, and I'm excited to show you guys. I might be insane, but the vinyl edition seems like it could have some secrets in it that maybe smarter people than I could figure out. But first, we are going to start with the Explorer's Edition. Although the vinyl may be more collectible, I think the Explorer Edition had a really good value. I think it was like $35, and for that I got a nice box with the art on it, the PS4 version of the game, a set of postcards, a set of pins with the Outer Wild Ventures on them, and a soundtrack called Live from Timber Hearth. The Explorer Edition's box art is actually a bit odd. I noticed the art on the box was actually a combination of the Timber Hearth postcard and the Brittle Hollow postcard, but I'm not sure how the lava ball was supposed to have gotten all the way over here to Timber Hearth. It does look cool though, so I'm not really complaining. Inside the case is the disc, with the hole in the middle being the sun and all of the other bodies surrounding it, showing a nice little map of the solar system. A nice little addition they added is the shiny collectible card of the menu screen art, though I really wish I knew what the number on the card meant. The postcards are actually something I've already bought individually from the Annapurna merch store. They are literally destination postcards from the Hearthians made for each planet in the solar system. Timber Hearth's card reads, "Hike your way through the towering sequoias, snow-capped geysers, and our very own Zero-G cave. Enjoy our historic museum, local music, quantum poetry, and a new crater every day." I actually made an entire video based on these cards that you can check out here. I plan to get these things in a frame soon so they can decorate my walls, and I really hope I can figure out a way to include the pins too. The pins are pretty sturdy. They're so heavy that they needed like 2 clamps on the back so the weight was distributed, and they have a lot of detail in them as well. You can even tell that Rebik has an extra finger with these. Sadly though, as always, Esker seems to have been left out and forgotten. I actually totally forgot that the Explorer's Edition came with a soundtrack, but it's actually pretty unique. The disc itself is made to look up like the Attlerock, and the majority of the songs on there are actually live versions of the song. It only has 8 tracks on it, and 2 of them seem not to be on the original soundtrack, which is the Know My Meditation and Reprise, which Andrew Pralo recently posted on his social media accounts. As you'd imagine, the Know My Meditation is pretty relaxing. With that, we've covered the Explorer Limited Edition run of the game pretty fully. But when I first saw these things, the one that drew my eye a bit more was the vinyl edition of the game. Although I don't have a working record player, I absolutely needed this thing, and after receiving it, I am not disappointed. The cover of it, with the adult Hearthian teaching what looks like Micah how to use a signal scope, is just really touching to me. If I had to guess, that'd be our next little venture right there. We don't get to spend much time with the Hearthians, so it's nice to get art of them doing things that we haven't seen before. Even the backside of the cover is awesome, reading Property of Outer Wilds Ventures, with their logo real big on the back, which I really hope they make into little badges or some sort of flags. That would be really cool. On the inside, though, is where things really start to get interesting. The vinyl came with 2 records, and each of those records have sleeves. These sleeves are double-sided art, along with a sheet music of each traveler's song. I think it's pretty awesome the composer is trying to inspire people to play a new instrument. The inside of the vinyl artwork has a bunch of little doodles and writing in them. On the right side, we get a nice diagram of the signal scope we use throughout the game that's so in detail, it even labels the eyepieces as that looky part. Comparing the original soundtrack to the song list on the vinyl, I only see one song not listed on the original soundtrack, and that's Reprisal. There are a few other tracks not on the vinyl, but there are more sound effects on the soundtrack, so I don't really blame them on that. One thing I do see that I'm disappointed by is under each list on the vinyl, one song has been listed, then erased. Side A's song list at one point ended with the track 9 being simply called Banjo. Side B's erased track looks like it says Piano, which would be Solemn's music, and this keeps going on with all the Explorers. Now I don't know if vinyl players are able to hide songs on them like CDs used to be able to, but I think that'd be something that might be happening here, because I have no other reason why he would write down names of a song and then not include them later. I mean, we do see what seems to be like a rough draft underneath the final copy of the vinyl art. There's writing all over that seems to be erased or faded, but I can make out enough of the writing to see that a lot of it did make it into the final draft. So it's hard to say if it's meant to be a hidden track, or these were planned in the initial phase and later got cut. I have emailed the composer of the vinyl to ask, but haven't gotten a response, and don't really know how to look for it, so maybe if you guys have any ideas, let me know. One other thing that really got my attention is what the vinyl dubs the mystery signal. It shows us a signal scope on the right, but on the left-hand side is a picture of the quantum moon with the writing mystery signal below it. Surrounding the picture seems to be equations and graphs the Hearthians seem to be working on to try to crack that signal. Sadly, I'm not a mathematician and have no idea how to even read these equations, but I know a lot of you guys watching are way smarter than I am. So if you have any idea what those equations stand for or how to solve them, let me know in the comments below. I wouldn't put it past this game to reveal something pretty big about the universe through a series of mathematical equations and graphs. But that's just about everything to show off for the limited run edition of Outer Wilds. The last thing I would like to share is some of the text Andrew Prallo wrote on the inside of the vinyl edition. I think, especially during these times of pandemic, they really hit home. The only reason this vinyl exists is from the overwhelming support and passion from all of you. In many ways, we are all just a bunch of space explorers, playing our campfire songs on different planets, sometimes feeling connected to one another, or sometimes feeling completely isolated and alone in the universe. I truly want to thank all of you who have been able to resonate with this music and use these songs to reflect and reconnect with yourself, pick up an instrument for the first time, or listening to become closer with others. As always, a special thank you to the members here on the channel. I really appreciate all the support. I'd also sort of like to apologize for not posting as much lately. I've been a pretty busy person here and life has been throwing a lot at me. But thanks to you guys, I always have this place to come and get away from all of that, where I can come and put my effort into something worthwhile, like entertaining and sharing my passion with you guys. So if you enjoyed the video, consider liking and subscribing to the channel. And as always, this is the Lore Explorer, buying all the merch so the devs know that we want more. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.